Now, pay attention, please. Windscreen bulletproof, as are the side and the rear windows. Revolving number plates, naturally. Valid all countries.
Anything else?
Well, I won't keep you for more than an hour or so if you give me your undivided attention. We've installed some rather interesting modifications. You see this arm here? Now open the top and inside are your defense mechanism controls. Smoke screen, oil slick, rear bulletproof screen, and left and right front wing machine guns. Now this one I'm particularly keen about. You see the gear lever here? Now if you take the top off, you'll find a little red button. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
No, why not?
Because you'll release this section of the roof and engage and fire the passenger ejector seat. Whoosh.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
Brick Builders, welcome back inside Theater 43. This is episode 3 of Brick Builds at Theater 43. I still can't believe we're still ticking along. You guys are still watching. It's awesome to see. We're taking you back in time for this one, 1964, and the second, I believe it was the second James Bond movie, Goldfinger. The first time that we saw the Aston Martin DB5, which has become the signature, I would say signature, James Bond vehicle from the entire franchise. What fun this build is. If you're a fan of James Bond, check this thing out. I think it was about 100 or so bucks. It's about 1,295 pieces. They've done a really great job staying true to the James Bond universe. So much so that when I bought this off the LEGO website, I got it in a VIP pre-sale. I received an email from LEGO masquerading as Q Branch from the Bond universe, saying that I couldn't build it yet because they were a little behind in some of their marketing and shipping. And after the fact, I received this guy in the mail with my license to build. Not license to kill, unfortunately, but the license to build LEGO card, which was really neat, kind of replacing the placards that we've seen on some of the stands on the larger kits. It just gives you the piece count and what it's called. You can sign it, name, all that jazz. Just a really nice, I just thought it was a nice touch. As well, if you look at the instructions, they've treated it as a Q Branch classified document. It was kind of neat to see. It reads a lot like the Saturn V that we featured in episode 2. So that was kind of neat. With some history, some photos. Gives you a little perspective into the celebrity of this car. It's almost as well known as the cats who have played James Bond over the years. People know this car as James Bond's car. Now, it's not a James Bond car, or a spy car for that matter, without the toys. And LEGO has magically built in all the features that existed in the film. Rotating license plates, and the bulletproof metal plane on the back of the unit. Things like that. What's really cool, if you look up front, we also have the ejector, or we'll come back to that, the machine gun headlights, mechanically driven. I thought that was really, really neat. Not to be missed at all is the ejector seat. Everyone knows from, if you've seen Goldfinger and you're a fan, the ejector seat, all built in mechanically through the bumper, so it's very subtle, very hidden, and it's just a release at the back, removes the lid, and when you pull it up, the ejector seat pops out, and just a lot of fun. All done through a really neat elastic contraption, just a very simple mechanism, and all of those mechanical bits are just simple kind of pulley release systems, all built into the superstructure, which was really, really cool. Now, here's the thing about this build. A lot of very, very small, detailed pieces, kind of the opposite of what we ran into with the Saturn. Saturn was a lot of repetition, larger pieces, got a little mundane after a while. This guy takes some time and some patience, and don't try and rush your way through this. A lot of pieces that have to fit together in many certain ways. The mechanics across the bottom in the superstructure, this long red pulley is part of that machine gun mechanical system that turns the lights into the machine guns. I screwed that up, and I'll try and find some pics of that in the time lapse for you. I missed one connection, and I had to tear apart this entire front third because the lights were only going one way. You'd pull the lever inside the cockpit, and you would only get one direction. It wouldn't flip back when you pulled the pulley back because I missed one connection. So this whole front third had to be torn apart. I tried to keep it component-based as much as I could, and then the same thing happened on the back end. I missed one for the, there's a rotator knob. It's part of the exhaust. They've done it here, but it's actually what's rotating the bulletproof pane off the back. I missed one of those connections and it wasn't working properly. So same thing, not quite as bad as the front. I had to rip it all apart and put it back together, kind of component by component, until I could find a window to attach those pieces, because, like I said, it's all part of what's holding this whole framework together underneath. So take your time. Those of you who have been paying attention know that on deck for Theater 43 or brick builds is the UCS Star Wars Millennium Falcon, which is upwards of, who knows what it is anymore, 10,000 pieces? I can't remember, but the reviews I've been reading about it, if you screw that up in any way, like you miss one step, you could be pulling yourself back pages and pages of document in the build materials, and that's what happened here. So, pour a cocktail, bring some patience, and get into this thing. It is really cool for a collection. It's considered the expert level in the LEGO Creator Series for a good reason. Not super complicated. You just got to pay attention. Go slow, have a drink, and go easy through it. Some neat things with the features that I was talking about. The retractable blades that we use for slicing up your enemy's tires and stuff. Those are more of just an aesthetic. It's just a piece that pops on and off, which is okay. I mean, I don't expect to see all features, mechanical and gear-based and all that. This isn't a Technic build, so it's alright. It looks okay. Like I said, for me, it's probably just going to live on a shelf. I do have a 4-year-old that's got his eyes on it. He thought it was pretty cool to see the ejector seat and all that. But definitely give this one a look if you're into it. Lots to say about it. Lots of really great detail inside. Check the movies out. Maybe throw a few Bond movies on while you build this thing, and have at it. It is a lot of fun. On to some more fun stuff. Thanks to my good friend Heidi over at Dreammaker Pins. She's based out of the beautiful state of Florida. We now have these really cool Theater 43 or brick builds at Theater 43 wristbands. Reminding you of our address, our handle, whatever you call that, on Instagram, Twitter. We're on YouTube as well. If you want to get your hands on one of these things, give us a share, give us a like, make sure you subscribe, tell your friends about us, forward our pages to your friends, and if I catch it, I'll let you know, and we'll try and get one of these to you. I really hope I can get one on your arms. Get a little free advertising out there for you. Super cool, the kids love them. I know a couple people out there, their kids dig watching the show and seeing the LEGO come together. A couple people know that they have these on their way. We did get a couple really neat notes this week. Friend of mine saying that her boyfriend saw the Saturn V build, went out and bought one himself, so really cool to see that. They will be getting a couple of these just for saying some positive words like that. Really appreciate the good feedback, guys. We'll be sure to keep some of that coming your way. Lots of neat stuff on the way. We're probably going to be digging into the Hulkbusters, some Iron Man Marvel stuff next time, and after that, it's coming, the Star Wars Falcon. It's coming out of, we're going to dust it off. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while, and we'll crack that box open and get into it from there. So I think we're going to wrap it up from there. This is the Aston Martin James Bond. Did I give a number? 10262. Just released about a month or so ago, and it's a heck of a build. Really detailed, but tough, but not impossible. You'll enjoy it, I swear. Keep building, guys. It's been fun, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Stay good.